The shark doesn't respond. It's in the
Okay.
blood, for instance.
All right.
There's blood. There's blood in the water.
Bonk.
In that case, also seeing that there's no response, she was going to get right in the face of the shark.
Okay.
It sticks around, so wisdom save.
Okay, let me. Did I close the shark? Let me open the shark book. On the shark. Wisdom save.
Yep. Let's go. So it takes 10 psychic, and it has to run away.
From you.
Yeah. It must spend its reaction or whatever, and go.
Yes, it has swim speed of 40, so it will retreat.
Hugh is going to whip it, but non-lethally.
And I was hoping to punch it in the face.
Yeah, but it is engaging, so you don't get a chance. It's just running.
No, it's using its reaction to run away. It's not disengaging.
Okay.
It does not take
not
the
forced
disengage
movement.
action.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it uses its reaction, which is available because it's its turn, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. It doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground.
yeah, you hit it.
Cool. Take off. Hold on, I'm going to re-roll that after I take off my modifiers. Hunter's Mark would have been moved, though.
Mm-hmm. So 20 points?
No.
12?
12.
Yeah, you whip it. Some blood, you put a welt on its side, but yeah, it just swims very fast away to the corner of the map. So again,
Right.
It disappears.
It
So,
decided to not run away, and we make it run away.
Yeah. So, there's blood everywhere floating in the water. You see other shapes in the distance. So more could be coming. So whatever you're going to do here, better do it fast.
How long does the potion last?
1
an
hour.
hour.
Okay.
And
All right.
technically, you can always swim back to the bell and then go
Yeah.
back swimming. Kix will do that in 4-minute increments at the moment.
Uh-huh.
Kix will attempt to investigate the
The
shipwreck.
wreckage. Yeah. You find Gar sort of standing in front of what looks there's several bodies. Most of them are skeletal because just the fishes have eaten the skin and all that. And you see a large trunk. When you go back over here, there's a large trunk.
Hog.
All right. I'm just looking at Gar, and I'll point at the trunk and point upwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll let you all do that. I'm gonna swim back to the diving bell or whatever the heck it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and make sure the trunk gets to the diving bell, so we bring that up top too, when the skeletons are going to loot the entire thing.
Yeah, you only find that when are you going to open it or are you going to bring it to the surface?
I'm bringing it to the surface. I'm not opening up underwater.
Okay.
That's fair.
How deep are we?
100 feet.
About 100 feet.
Okay. What I would like to do is I would like to turn into a cat. Specifically, just a regular old cat. And I want to search around the entirety of the wreckage to see if I find anything interesting.
The moment you hit the water, your whiskers are wet, and you feel the most horrible sensation ever. Like you're completely confused. You don't know where you are. In fact, you see.
I turn back and I turn into a snake.
Yeah. Okay. And as a snake, you have no problem.
And I can breathe underwater.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll
breathe underwater.
No, but I can because I took the potion.
Oh, okay.
So I'll slither around, go into like cracks, things like that, see if I can find anything of value. And I keep my mental faculties, so I'm not the mental stats of a snake.
Big brain snake.
Yeah. No, you don't. You don't find anything other than the big trunk.
Do I find anything cool?
Nope.
That's unfortunate.
Well, actually, where Gar was, no, actually, you don't find anything. Sorry, no, never mind. Whatever. There were papers that were destroyed by the seawater. Anything that isn't metal, And even some particular forms of metal would have been, rusted away, etc. So you might find a couple of rusted weapons and stuff like that, but no.
Is the ship's wheel intact?
Yes. Well,
I take it with me.
You
Whatever's
rip it off.
left of the ship's wheel, I take with me.
Yeah, you have to rip it off, so it takes
that's
damage.
Fine. That's fine. I'll do it as Hugh. I'll try and take the ship's wheel with me as a souvenir.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Sure.
So you go up on the surface. You carry it. When you open it, you find that the trunk is full of gold bars. 9 of them to be precise. Someone roll a 2d3 times 10. See the average price of the bars.
Who's making the roll?
Whoever.
I'll let one of you guys do it.
Was it 2d3?
I refuse to be the person with bad luck
2d3, and then it's times 10.
Yeah.
Like that? So 4.
Yeah. No, it's 130 gold pieces per bar.
Yo.
A little undervalued for gold bars, but yeah.
Classic.
Oh.
So, looking at the chest, looking at Gar, I'm just going, I don't think that was our ship, was it?
Nope.
Maybe it's underneath them.
The 9 bars at 130 gold pieces each. So over 900 and over 3 times. Yeah, over 1,000 gold pieces, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, at least you got.
And half of that is like 600 something.
Right.
Or
still a pretty good
500
haul, even if
something.
we're splitting it with the gamblers here.
Well, Gar makes a point.
1,170 divided by 2.
580 something.
585 gold pieces for you.
Mm-hmm.
Gar makes a point. It's not part of the deal we made, technically.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still going to be split 50-50, but if it comes down to weird priority items, is what we said. At which point the splitting gets weirder.
I will leave that all to you. I'm just here to help you find things.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I mean, if they're willing to split, I want money too.
What he's saying is that we keep it all. Not them.
Oh, okay.
Because this isn't in their domain of the contract kind of deal.
I think they'll probably say something along the lines of our ship, our split, but
Yeah. Probably.
I guess for now, let's just bookmark the gold and just deal with it later. It's not like we're gonna yeah, fireball just before we get back, steal the whole ship, sail it up the river back to our lake. Now we have a ship.
I feel like that's a bad idea.
Oh, it's a terrible idea. It's just a possible idea.
Ships very much don't like fireballs. Their sails especially.
Everyone except Gar can totally swim back to shore from the middle of the sea, right?
So I don't know if that's really valuable, but like, could there be like a secret compartment or something, or could it be something about them that's what we're looking for?
Well, there was also the person that was supposed to be on the ship, but the bodies here are unrecognizable.
Right. There's also no other heraldry or anything else to point it towards the syndicate or whatever they were called.
Actually, we know what the ship's name is, right?
Unmarked bars are noteworthy.
Oh yeah, would the ship's name still have been on the side?
Right? Yeah, we can just like look at the name.
It's called the Griffin's Crescent. It's fragmented, right? But yeah, you see Griff on Ents on the other side. Oh, I guess.
Yeah, this
it is the ship then. And all we found was their gold.
Mm-hmm.
and bodies and broken weapons and
Mhm.
whatever supplies were there, which were on the water. They just food or whatever it was.
Is there anything else we
Investigation.
can search for then in there?
All the papers are gone.
How far from from any sort of cities are we? Like from any shore?
A couple of hours away from safe time.
Like,
Maybe a day because you
Like-
you're going back directly. It's a couple of hours. You spend
So would
most
you
of the
say that,
day.
like
Searching.
we're more than a mile out.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my spell slots, and I'm going to go down to the ship
Uh-huh.
and boom.
Aside from kicks and all the undead are above, you don't detect anything else.
Perfect. That's not a problem.
So many undead. Yeah.
Well,
I
there's
swim
one
back up,
less now.
climb in. There's nothing. There's nothing funky or weird going on in the area. If this is culty stuff, not picking up any of the aberrant stuff.
Man,
Hmm.
wouldn't it be crazy if that guy Garvog was telling the truth?
That would be crazy and concerning because if this isn't the ship of death incoming to kill hundreds in Safeton, then
Well, we could
What
talk
are they up
to
to?
Garvog about Okarel, right?
that's right. We can do that too.
Because he was in contact with them.
We'll have time to investigate, I think.
Could we get
Um,
anything from like magically looking at these and seeing if like you can magically identify what's going on with the gold?
Maybe it's cursed gold? Maybe.
Maybe it'll tell you like where it's from.
That would be like Guard's domain to like see, hey,
Yeah.
is there weird magic stuff going on? And he's looking and he's looking.
Got cursed gold. That means we're gonna be visited by ghost pirates.
You best start believing in cheesy spin-offs. You're in one.
So we can also like detect magic. The wreck below.
Oh yeah, just going over the
Genie.
wreck too with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 10 minutes, so we're fine.
Yeah. No magic that you can discern.
Hmm. So what does this mean? The trail's just plain cold then? They foiled themselves?
How many X's did we search already? Was this the first one?
This is the
Third.
last. This is the third one. The fourth one would be onshore. You don't need a ship for that.
Perhaps we should search the shore.
We can do that before we end up heading back.
Actually, hold on. Is there somebody on this boat that's good with maps?
Yeah,
There has to be a
yes.
navigator, yeah.
there has to be a navigator. Yeah.
Maybe there's like a point that we're not aware of. That these points are like a map too.
Maybe more saliently, we did see those Sahagin down there. It's possible that if there was something of value, maybe they took it. I didn't really get to question how long they had been there, but they had a sizable number already there. Were they just haunting it? What were they doing?
What do we actually know about Sahagin?
I think they're evil fish people, says Gygax. And that's all I really know.
Yeah.
Follow the ley line. Nature. What does Gar know? What do we know about the freaky fish people?
What do you know about the freak? They are extremely territorial. And you remember when you spoke Aquan to them, they have a hatred of sea elves.
Hmm.
So when you spoke Aquan to them, they're like, "Oh, he's one of them, right? He's associated with the sea elves," and they didn't take kindly to that. They are extremely aggressive, territorial, and attack ships. At any opportunity.
Maybe I could speak to, like, I could find a fish and speak to it and see if it knows where they live.
There was a shark that ran off.
Yeah, he won't speak. He was all bloodlusty.
Yeah, that's a bit problematic for us then, isn't it? Well, if you can come up with a plan, we can tell the captain to go ahead and anchor here for a while and see what we can do about it.
Give me a little bit. I still got a whole bunch of time. I'm gonna try and find a fish.
All right, best of
And-
luck, you.
I still have my speak with animals up. I'm going to go around trying to find a fish to give us directions to where this Hagen could be.
When you say that, the captain of ship goes like, that would not be a good idea, Master Lizard.
Why is that?
Because Sahuagin, as far as I understand, live in coral fortresses, heavily defended
Coral.
and vicious. No, I've never known anyone to go to their realm and live. And if one of them survives, they will hunt us down for sure.
Kicks. I
Yes?
want to go.
The captain doesn't bring up the point that it might be a terrible idea that puts all of our lives on the line.
While you
Not-
might have a reason to you to go, sir, I will not put my crew in danger. We're sailors.
Okay.
not
I won't
warriors.
go by myself then. But that
I
sounds
don't
like
recommend
fun.
exactly by yourself either.
That sounds like fun.
That sounds like suicides.
I must agree with the captain.
I don't know what suicide is. I know about like right side and left side.
I think if the Sahagin have anything that may have been pertinent on this particular ship, maybe it would be best if we simply return to the city and do some simple auguries or any other kind of divination first to see if they may or may not have something from that ship before we go and poke a beehive.
Oh my god, I think I may know what the beehive is. I think that gold is to pay somebody off in the city to spark the problem.
Could be it.
Possible. We don't have a way of really knowing exactly who, but we do still have the intended recipient, I suppose.
Hmm.
And we can harass him about it, do some divinations, spend some time, and if all else, we can always stop by the possible place they may have landed on the shore and just see what's there. Though, no, that's an orc territory, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
down
be
for
a
that.
excursion.
We can
Either
sail
way.
by it and look at it through a telescope
I'm gonna go up to the seagull's
or
nest.
spyglass.
And Hugh climbs up to the crow's nest, which she calls the seagull's nest because he's never seen a crow on it.
He's on to something. So actually, good point then. Can you see it from here? Since all
No.
these points are pretty close by. No? Okay.
No.
How far out of the way is that point?
I mean, it will be a couple of hours from where you are.
I don't suppose we can make a quick sail past it, can we, Captain? Before returning home.
I could get within sight of it, I suppose, but I would not risk it getting closer.
That would
you
be
haven't
fine.
you haven't seen a mad crazed orc pirates try to attack a ship.
Right. We don't need to put ourselves in danger, especially if we don't see anything there.
If that's the
Seems fine.
plan, I will be taking a short rest up in the crow's nest to recover a single spell slot because of natural recovery and get my wild shapes back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I too shall be short resting. get this back, get this back, get these back. And let's see how much I heal. Barricad, you do have the Song of Healing, right?
Yes.
So that's an
I
extra
can
D6.
1d6 you.
There we go. So 1 die gets me that. Right, that puts me back up to full after 2 dice.
Also, once we deliver the gold, if we do want to follow up on one of the individuals
Mm-hmm.
that we're suspicious about, I could Hunter's Mark at level 2, which would give me 8 hours.
I think you have to see them first to put the mark on, and then you hunt them afterwards. Isn't that how it works?
100%, but we would be in the room with them.
Ah. Okay,
And
yeah, if you
Hunter's
just want
Mark
to tail
is
someone
only
afterwards.
verbal. There is no somatic, there is no material components.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's potential future option as well.
Right. So, I guess first part of plan, sail by shore area they could have possibly landed on. Maybe something washed up over there. So,
Mhm.
spyglass out, shore ahead, couple hours break. What we get?
That's a thinker.
Let me
Mhm.
look at the Find Familiar spell, because both me and Gar might actually be able to like super scout the location.
I mean, guard can look through his familiar, right? Just like summon owl,
Yeah.
do the
So-
thing.
But so could I, because I have Find
Yeah.
Familiar.
Okay. So what do you see? If you're using a familiar, if you are using a spyglass, you see a wreck, another wreck along the shore, and some movement there. But if you use a familiar, I can actually show you the map.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I assume we're using familiar, so
I will use a familiar, and I do spend the cost to turn him into a hawk.
Ooh, they got a bit of a fight going on over there.
Yeah, you see a group of orcs, kind of shouting across the. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
I hit the wrong thing. Shouting at some Sahuagin or at the edge of the water. There seems to be have some. You don't understand the language, well, unless you understand Orcish.
Do I may understand the ogres. If they are speaking giant, then Hugh understands them.
Comprehend language.
I will put it into the chat. All this would apply to giants.
Very
So-
good.
we have a Hugh who understands giant and a Gar who has comprehend languages.
It's good stuff.
And you have a Lael who doesn't understand either of it, I believe.
Yeah, basically they're fighting over who owns this wreck or what's left of it, which is just the bow, basically. And the Sahuagin are claiming that it belongs to them, and the orcs are claiming it. You see that there's orcs and there's at least 2 ogres, and there's just a handful of Sahuagin. But it could be more.
Are we on this map?
No, that's what you see literally from above.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're within sight range now to actually observe them.
Hugh really wants to go in because it's been a while since he has come across giants.
And I guess like the map here like isn't like specially made or anything. Does the bits of shipwreck here match like the bits of shipwreck from the other ship?
They're shipwrecked, so you don't know it's just a
Okay.
shipwreck. Yeah.
I mean, like, what is this like the front of the ship and the other ship was missing its front, or
No, the other ship was broken but still complete.
Okay. So this
This might be
would in
just-
fact be a completely different ship then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a ship, or is it actually a small boat or something?
It's a ship. It's just that you see this is the bow, so it's there's pieces. Most of the pieces are on the water, so it's broken all over the place. It's not as big as the other one, but it is a full size ships. Oh, you have to be 100 feet of this. Yeah, no, then
Yeah, then the familiars don't help a whole lot.
no.
I don't.
You see movement within the.
Okay, hold on. No, it can leave 100 feet. You just can't communicate with it past that point.
Ah,
So you can still see through it, but you just can't update it.
Yeah. You would have to fly back, get new commands, and then fly forwards.
Exactly.
It'll have to be on a UAV patrol, you see?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a 3 kill streak,
Seeing through it is communication. No, I think the eye power is a different power than the communication power.
Yeah, because it's an additionally as an action. It's not. It's separated with the additionally.
There is a period there.
All right.
So I'm pretty sure that still works.
Confirm this because this will be important information. So this is just what people would rule. This isn't official ruling.
Yeah, it's the talk about it. Still, I think we've still gathered enough information just observing them that they're just talking, not fighting yet.
they're shouting at each other, right?
Yeah.
The orcs apparently don't want to go into the water, and so you're not going to leave the water, so they're in a standoff. So that's what.
Yeah. So the question is, do we interfere on this? Because we didn't find anything where we needed to. If we want to find something, we might have to investigate this. We might have to put ourselves into further and further danger until we find what we need.
What are you looking for exactly?
Well, guard, didn't they say that they were bringing some sort of terrible thing to the city? Not just a singular person? Like, they had to have some sort of similar plan as back in Greyhawk, right? Let's see what Gar has to say.
Since Gar is fully aware of decently aware of the Sahagin,
I remember bringing this up as a financial venture with the possibility to prevent evil. Okay, so what you were told was that there was an individual here connected to the Ebon Triads.
Okay.
And that they also probably had some treasure with them. You found the treasure and you found bodies. So,
But we can't confirm if it was the person in particular, if they may or may not still be alive.
Balbasak was the name that you got.
I'm just trying to think if it's possible, if this gold was taken from the Sahagin initially, if they would try and get it back.
Then they did a poor job leaving it there.
Right, that'd be strange
Somehow
and foolish.
Doubt it.
Still, I suppose the question is, do we risk it to see if maybe there's more of anything relevant here in this wreck that isn't the wreck we were after? Do we try to risk it at all? Or do we just leave them be?
Odd place to put the additionally if that's the ruling. Either way.
Jeremy Crawford, everybody.
Yep.
Anyway. So I'm unsettled we didn't really learn anything. We just figured out that someone who was going to be here may or may not already be dead. Did we truly stop any evil?
Slowed it down.
And there are orcs right there.
I mean, you found bodies.
And there was no identification there or anything, so
I really want to
They're
go.
away.
I really want to go deal with the ogres. It's been a while, and they look like they're angry and feral.
I mean, does Gar have speak with the dead?
I think he does, but it
Wraith
does
did, but
He'd have to stop controlling some
Yeah.
skeletons.
Wraith did though.
He's dead.
So we gotta kill some more in order to force them to
He does
change his
not.
spell
He-
list quick to battle.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can, but he
talked
doesn't
about
have
that
a.
last time.
Yeah, he hasn't learned it, so he had to.
We do have a ship, and we do have an entire contingent of skeleton archers. Why don't we just spring by and do a show of force and force them all away?
Drive by.
Well, no, because then they will just strike back. That's dumb. It would be like smacking a kid on the wrist and saying no cookies. They just come back for more cookies.
Gar has an O moment. You called kicks off.
I mean,
Single tear got down his face. I'm so betrayed.
Like either we leave him alone or we take him out. There isn't middle ground, especially when they have ogres there.
we don't know how many fish people there are either.
Right. It may be foolish to interfere. Let them have their feud over whatever gold may be there. I suppose as far as it goes, our investigation's at an end.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess our curiosity's satisfied. Let's go ahead and sail to Safeton.
Okay, you go a couple of hours later. You actually arrive by nightfall, actually close to midnight. Stefan is waiting for you as the ship pulls in. And he has a group of men with him, about 6 or 7 of them. My friends, you've been out for a while. Did you find anything?
Oh, we most certainly did, and I'm sure you'll be excited about it. I feel less than happy about the success of our own mission, but at least something came of it.
I
We
see.
should still probably talk to Garvog.
He's still in confinement. I've had to grease some palms to make sure that the other Marines look the other way. He wasn't very liked anyway, so they're not gonna really miss him for a while.
Can I do an insight check on this guy?
You can.
Okay. I'm insighting to see if it's more than greed or like more than the present, like this was my money that's fueling what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Roll.
22.
Yeah. No, this guy is all about the money. Well, it's personal in the sense that he feels insulted by the fact that Garva,
That's
he has a reputation to maintain. Right?
He's
It's not
on
simply
mafia.
Yeah.
He's
It's not
on
merely the
mafia.
money. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's fine.
This guy's a crime. Yeah. Barricade has a number of him. This guy's a crime boss, basically.
As long as it's not like okay, this is the payment for what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Vibes
He's
that I'm
on mob
getting,
boss
then
rules.
I'm cool.
And they bring out the trunk and they put it down. It opens. It's like, interesting. And he picks him up. It's like,
No guild
Yeah.
mark at all.
yes, that's one thing. And 2, these are awfully light. They're gold. I'm sure of it. But they're smaller than they should be. Not much of
Yeah.
a treasure here.
I guess they
Well,
were
but
bringing
he's-
something in to bribe people off.
They say that they're actually smaller than Dr. Lucero.
Take
He
a
just-
bite. Take a
He
bite.
rips him in half, like, oh wow. He starts eating them, and like, no.
Oh,
He says,
No, it's not gold. It's latinum. Completely useless to us.
gold-plated leather.
Yeah.
And he says, so this is what? Oh no. I'm going to keep a promise. I'm going to give you half of this. But Garvok owes me more than that. I mean, technically speaking, he owes me around this amount of money,
Mhm.
but he was dodging me for too long. their interest to be paid, so to speak.
Kix is like slightly astounded. It's like a man racked that much of a gambling debt.
Oh, never.
I'm actually a bit impressed.
He's not much a gambler. Well, he gambled on a ship that never arrived, and he lost. You sure you didn't find anything else? I'm just curious, of course. I'm sure this is more than enough.
I'm afraid not at all.
Hmm.
It's disappointing to say the least.
I learned what the inside of a fish person looks like.
But assuming
Creepy.
he's gone for good at the bottom of the ocean, as best as we can tell, well, at least we have nothing to worry about.
Oh, that is something. Well,
Hmm.
I'm sure you want some change for this. I'm going to carry gold bars around and make sure that we have the right amounts. So let's bring it to my domain and make the necessary monetary exchanges, shall we?
Of course. To business.
And basically, he makes a calculation and all that. He comes with the money, and he gives you the full amount that you estimated, more or less, that they're worth. But they're smaller than they should be. You think
Yeah.
that probably if they were full size bars, they would have gotten twice as much,
Oh yeah.
right? But or nearly so. Well,
Well-
between 25 to 50% more, but yeah,
Yeah.
still
How
still
much was the
gold
50/50
bars.
split?
585 for you guys.
written down on
585, and
the
let's
thing.
divide that by the 5 of us. 117 each.
While we were walking to where we were headed, I would pull up to Kix and just jump up on his shoulder and be like, maybe this guy might know something about the whereabouts of the guy that we were told may be involved.
A Garvog, you mean, right?
No, like this guy.
Well, feel free to ask him. I'm not sure he does. But feel
Oh.
free to ask. We're doing business anyway.
Okay, I'll ask. So once the money is exchanged, I was like, I actually have another question, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
We have a name of someone we were looking for that may be involved, and I was curious if it rang a bell.
Are you talking to Stefan or are you talking to Garvok?
Stefan. Garvog, I don't trust to give us the answer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you trust a mob boss either, but yeah.
Hugh doesn't know he's a mob boss. Hugh's
enough.
not from the city. He's wise enough to know that this guy is not a good person by nature. But he has no idea this guy's a mob boss. The guy's name is Bal Bosic. Or Bosic.
See if it rings a bell.
Buell has never experienced the mafia.
Maybe that's for the best.
He would be the
Probably.
person to blunder through and make best friends with each and every one of them.
Ask questions. This how mafia work. Yes.
He recognizes the fact that that's an old school name, but no, I don't recognize this particular individual. Is he involved in this in some way?
Possibly. Now, if I have money, is there someone who might know old school named people?
That's some information will probably be at the Sage Tower,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know.
All right. Either way, I'm going to let you do your illegal stuff. I'm going to leave now. He'll go up, shake his hand, and then leave.
And with the split done, I'll have to say it's been a pleasure. I'm glad you're a man of your word.
And this is where he stabs us in the back.
And this is where the whole ship explodes suddenly. Ah!
Yeah, this was James Bond. Yeah. Oh,
You only get stabbed thrice.
He missed, okay.
I
I didn't get
He also-
stabbed twice.
yeah, he almost voicing you too. So
Okay, I got a 17.
yeah, I said almost.
Yeah. Well, what was the DC? Like 15 then?
Yeah, it was around that. Yeah.
God.
So yeah, you get the money. So you're in the city. What are you going to do? Anything else?
Well,
What
we
time of day is it?
might talk to
It's
Garbog,
night.
I guess.
It's summer. It's late summer.
Yeah, it's midnight.
That's midnight.
Hugh wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Does Gar have his familiar back yet?
I believe so. Yes.
Well, it died in the fight. That's why I'm asking.
No, but they resummoned them on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. If you didn't have the resources or you were running low, he would have gladly offered to give you the herbs and incense. I am going to enjoy some sleep.
That sounds good. Let's retire and convene tomorrow, and I suppose we'll
I don't think
begin
we have
assessing our
anything more
plans.
to do today.
What is your plans exactly?
I'm going to go to the Sage Tower and look up
Sage Tower,
stuff about
Garbog.
dragons.
go home.
Hugh is specifically going to look up the closest location that potentially has a dragon.
Yeah, they wouldn't have that information otherwise. All there would be lining hundreds of people with, with dragon hunters and the like.
Dragon adventure
Still-
tours.
He'll still go there, start looking for that, and then just go off on a tangent for like finding whatever he finds.
Yeah.
So that is Hugh's plan. Actually, wait, no. Hugh has something else he would do the next day, but I'll
Yeah,
hold off on mentioning it until other people do their stuff because theirs is relevant to the plot.
yeah. Assuming we get to rest, the next day, Kix is going to go ahead and start rallying up the families that he's talked to.
And
The
Lael,
ones that he's allowed to take.
Lael literally has nothing to do, so
Well, the
You
one
want to visit
family.
the Hall of the Sun God?
If Lael has nothing to do, Hugh might ask him for assistance.
to do what?
Okay, so being a kobold and not being normal, I get kind of lonely sometimes.
I'm not interested.
So I'm trying to go around and like see if there's any other kobolds in the area who are weird, like me. So I was gonna go check the temples and ask around. Yeah, I'm not interested in elves or humans or anyone big. Doesn't work for me.
Then how can I actually help you?
Well, you could also ask people. We could go. We could go to different temples. We could explain the situation.
I'd rather not go in the temples if I could help
Okay.
it, but I could try, I guess.
Anything would be appreciated.
All right, what would it take to ask around? Because it's going to look weird asking for kobolds in the city, I guess.
Especially for you.
I mean, you haven't seen any kobolds or any sites of kobolds over only, except for Hugh, of course. You have no idea where you would start.
I think Hugh would specifically ask about kobolds or Yanti. Because I think those would probably be the closest sort of genetic matches.
You don't know anything about Yanti. You actually never heard that. I mean, you
Okay,
lived
cool.
all your life in the north, so that's
No
not
worries.
common.
No worries. Thank you for the confirmation. So yeah, he's just checking for kobolds.
Yeah.
So he would go to all the different shrines or like the Bastion, the Hall of the Sun God, all of the Sage's Guild Tower. He would just go to every place that he knows is important and just check to see if they might have a lead. So someone who would fit, as in like they're not just a horrible monster of a kobold that doesn't live in the city. He's tried at the bar, got nothing. He's now gonna go to the temple and be like, "Hey, I'm just looking. I understand if nothing comes to mind. Here's a donation, anyways."
Literally, I make a point to not go into any of the temples.
Okay.
Yeah, so he would spend about 10 gold on donations just because he doesn't really care about money. So see if you could find the information on what's the cost of like the construction of a shrine.
Depends what you're looking for.
Just like a small one that will be placed like in the city.
Well, the thing is, you would need to buy some property within the city, and that depends on what size of property you're looking for.
Like one lot.
Yeah, that would be cost several hundred gold pieces at least.
Okay.
And normally, the thing about shrines and other things is that they have to pay a tax, and
Okay.
somebody has to maintain them.
Hearing that information, Hugh will log it in his memory banks. But that's Hugh's day. He's exploring the city, but doing it with a purpose.
Lael is kind of tag-alonging with you just to make sure nobody bothers you.
I mean, people give you odd looks, some kind of,
Who
but-
gets looks? The one-armed elf or the kobold?
the kobold. They don't mess with the elf. But if they some of them try to chew him away, but you're between them and that's like so they keep their distance.
Hugh just waves back to anyone who gives him a look. He smiles and waves back.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna kill him with kindness.
Yeah, that's that. You spend most of the day doing that. You don't really find a lot of clues about kobolds, at least here.
Yep.
Wow. You know that there's some cities that have large kobold populations, but apparently not
thing.
this one.
He's not looking for the cities with large kobold populations because those ones, that's where you'd find the servant kobolds. That's why he's checking in places that don't have large kobold populations because he's checking for the ones that are out of the ordinary.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And,
But no.
and you know that if they find any kobolds here, they would have run them out of town.
Yeah.
The only reason why you being able to be around is because of the company you keep.
Exactly. Yep. And he's looking for a case where it's someone that's a similar case. He knows it'll probably never happen, but he's still looking.
That was a mistake. Never mind.
That's not something you want to hear.
I don't know. Oh shit. Never. Yeah.
Actually,
I have to do.
at the Bastion of the Shield Maiden, would they be able to tell Hugh store information about dragons, considering that they're warriors?
Again, the problem is that most dragons are secretive,
Okay.
and if you have any information about dragons, somebody would jump in to just kill them.
Cool.
So
Okay.
you might find places where people think they're dragons, thought they were dragons, but usually story like, yeah, these people went in and tried to kill this dragon and took their treasure, and it almost always be the past tense.
Got it.
And yeah.
Yep. Hugh was just chasing myths left and right. But that is him. That's his day.
Yeah.
Who's next then?
Saw Bearcat wave a hand.
Well,
Entertain us.
what are we
Do
gonna
it.
do? Are we gonna talk to Garvog or not?
He still exists.
Yeah. Do we want to ask him about Okarel and the other guy?
Yeah, that could totally be a thing. That's probably very good to do.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna do that first.
Okay.
I will interrogate the guy. So Okarel and
So you're basically back in the ship. They have them in the ship, like in the lower cargo hall.
okay.
And they're like, sure.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, do some minor interrogation. Starting out, not inherently hostile or anything. So, what's the guy's name? Bal Basat?
Yeah,
Basak?
Balbazog was the one we were looking for originally.
And Okarel. Alright. So. Garvog.
Yeah. No, you should let me
You,
go soon. They're gonna miss me in the barracks.
Maybe. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. And I would hope that you answer truthfully. Were you in contact with a person named Okarel?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. Okay. So 22.
What about? What do you need to know?
What was he contacting you about?
He wanted me to make sure that whoever was on the ship made it safely into Safeton.
Did you
And
know
whatever they were carrying.
Did you know what the person's name was?
Balpasok.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
And what they were looking to bring into the town. Did it seem like a physical object or maybe some
I
kind
don't
of
know.
magic thing?
I don't know. All I know is that Balpasok had something of value.
Okay. How would you?
I suspect it's the gold that you have. Should be mine.
How are you in contact with Okarel? Letters?
Letters?
Sending stone?
What? Letters?
Don't worry about it. Letters. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's
Um. And how would you get these letters to him?
by courier, like everyone else.
Was this while he was in uh while this was this while he was in the big city?
Yes, Greyhawk. At least that's where I'm getting the letters from, to and from. I don't know if it was just there as someone else to do. Yeah.
Have you received any letters as of late?
Nope. Last time he was pressing me on to make sure that we got Bossock off that ship.
Okay.
He wanted news about that. Could have gave him any. That's why I was looking for the ship. Well, mostly I was looking for what it was carrying. Thought it might be valuable. It turned out it was. Gold bars and all that.
Now, did you have any intention of paying back your unfriendly friend?
Of course I was. How the fuck I was gonna get supposed to get out of the city without his help?
Okay.
I may be greedy, I'm not stupid.
We'll give him that one. All right. Ripped him. Now, what do you think makes the gold so special?
Gold.
Just take a guess.
It's gold.
Well, besides monetary value. What could it be?
Gold. I mean, he looks at you like you're just speaking nonsense to him. It's like,
Yeah. Okay.
gold is valuable because it's gold. It's like, you can buy stuff with it. You can spend it.
That's good. That's very good. Do you need some food, water, anything? Yeah, I'm just gonna start teaching economics and supply and demand and scarcity.
Don't forget inflation, deflation,
Yep.
valuing of currency.
Yep. Did he respond?
Sorry, what was the last?
If he wants like food, water, anything?
He said he's fine.
All right. We live in a society.
Yeah.
Well, good luck getting out of this one. I'm sure you'll live, but I wouldn't want to be in your position. And I guess I'll just leave.
And when he's leaving, it's like, well, can you get me out of here?
Well, maybe, but why would I do that? I mean, you stabbed me, you ran away, and all we wanted to do was ask some questions.
Yeah. If somebody's looking for you because you owe them a lot of money, you think it would stop for questions?
Well, just because you say you're gonna do something doesn't mean you're going to do it.
What?
Either way, why would I even bother trying to get you out of here?
Well, I guess that's if Okural's still alive or whoever's working with him, they might contact me in the future, give me more work. I could pass along any information. Or something. But I can't do that if I'm stuck inside of here.
And what's to stop you from just running away?
Well, I'm also a member of the Harbor Marines.
True.
My daddy once told me that it was good to have low people in convenient places. I never call
That one
myself such
before.
high society, but you know,
I'll consider it. We'll see.
You just have to pay my fine, basically. Just pay off whatever it is that I owe them. Or just convince him with that silver tongue of yours that I'm better alive than dead. I'm not gonna quit the army just because they hunt people like that and hang them. So, you know,
All right. I'm gonna. How much is he in debt for?
wait a bit, because he was planning for an expedition to find. Essentially, he was paying for the ship to come here, right? He's financing the travel from wherever it's coming from, right?
And there's also the gold from the ship itself.
Yeah.
Right?
So I would say 700 pieces of gold, like between 200 to 300 at least. But for
Okay.
him, it's a lot of money. For you, might not be so much,
Yeah.
but for him, it's a lot of money. For most people, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for
Yeah,
most
it is.
people.
Yeah.
A lot of money. All right. I'm gonna go to Kix then.
Welcome back, Baccarat. So, what did you learn?
Not much more than we already knew. Bulbasaur had something that he was trying to bring, and Okarel wanted him to be safely brought into Safeton. The gold might be the object in question. You should probably examine that further, somehow. And
Thought we'd
our
already been over it, though. And Guard tried searching for any magical properties too, and came up with nothing.
but they are lighter than they're supposed to be, aren't they?
Because they're
Maybe a bit
smaller,
smaller.
basically. A bit smaller, yeah.
We could ask if they'd break one open.
Yeah. There might be something inside, there might not. It could just be that he had a lot of money and wanted to use it to buy power.
Right. They could just be scamming people.
Is it relatively common knowledge that wizards can use the identify spell to figure out details about objects?
Adventurers who have knowledge of and travel wizards know this. Sages know this. Most people don't know enough about magic to know even the concept of identifying magical items.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we would fall under that category of adventurers, correct?
Yeah, because you have
Yeah.
a wizard with you. Yeah.
So
If
in that
you hear a
case,
cast a spell, like some of you have detect magic and the like, so yeah, you would have an idea.
he would just be like, well, I know that he checked them for magic, but maybe we could find a wizard who can identify stuff and see if they can pull any details, maybe where they're from,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
maybe. The other thing
Yes.
is our acquaintance, Garvog. 1 second.
No, anyway, we're about 2 minutes out, so
Yeah. Once this conversation finishes, I think we're
we're
wrapping
good
up.
to go. Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Welcome back.
So our friend Garvog,
Mhm.
suggested that we could get him out of his current situation. And in exchange, if Okarel or the like were to contact him, he could feed us information.
Do you have any reason to believe he's be trustworthy at all? Or not just get himself into another gambling debt?
Absolutely not.
Who is this Okawell anyway?
But he did
Okuro was the guy from the tournament.
he did seem to be telling the truth on every question I asked him. The amount to get him out is probably 200 to 300 gold.
Is that a
I'm
lot?
not sure if I feel comfortable putting that much money down on a bet.
Well, we might be able to get it lower, but
Maybe. Well, we still have another day here. If you could see if anyone else thinks it's a good idea, maybe you could get some money from them. But I think I need to continue to save for the sake of the keep. It might be just too rich for us, for an informant.
yes, it's quite an expensive journey to build a spy network. But this might be more than expensive.
Hmm. Well, we could always hire some of our own eyes and ears to keep a lookout. Or maybe just tail him once he actually gets free. Bound to be cheaper, right?
Maybe.
Mhm.
Well, for now, good work. And I guess that's the conversation.
Mhm.
This man has the will to live. Aim for the foot.
The only
Yeah.
other thing I'd probably do is go to the pavilion if I could, and
Uh-huh.
like goodbyes and such.
Okay.
At least for
For
you
now.
know leaving after
Yeah.
tomorrow or whatever.
Okay. So yeah, you recovered gold from the ship, but we're
Yeah.
left with more questions and answers apparently.
If only we
Apparently.
knew what was there.
If only we were omniscient.
If only we could be reading the chat from the GM side via the stream.
I'm sure that would tell us everything.
Oh boy.
But let's do our outros.
Okay then. Let's start in reverse. Let's start with Gar and Kix.
All right. Well, Kix himself is a Dragonborn fighter. He's cool and calculating. He believes heroes stand up against old challenges. Those under my command responsibility come first, and I have an immense ego and delusions of grandeur. Meanwhile, Gar is the total necromancer, 100% honest all the time, definitely.
Never lies.
He loves self-improvement and believes that's what he's out to do. He would gladly sacrifice a civilization for the sake of a good mystery. And I can't remember the rest of that. But yes, 100% honest. Passing along.
Next up
Honest
we
as
have
the day is long.
Barakat.
Yeah, so I played Barakat, the Eloquence Bard. Flattery is the best way to direct attention away from me. I like seeing these smiles on people's faces when I perform. Though I'm not sure I saw many smiles today in a crowd while yelling at them for police work. My Isbrim is
ACAB.
my most treasured possession, and I am definitely 100% a human and never lied about anything.
Next up we have our Dranger.
It's true. It is true. I am Hugh, the Arrow of Alona. He believes in fairness and equality and protection for everyone, whether it be under the law or criminal mob bosses.
Yep.
He is going to continue his search for love and trying to find a dragon to slay.
Interesting. And last but certainly not least, we have our monk Leo.
Lael is contemplative yet jovial. He seeks balance and enlightenment, which eludes him currently. And he has an axe to grind that he struggles to control. You notice how vicious he can get sometimes, even underwater when he's just beating the shit out of fish people.
Yeah, fuck them fish.
Yeah, and I'm your GM. Lessons learned. This week we'll continue with more not Dragon Age, Mass Effect DLC, including the last bits of Citadel DLC. I have to endure that. Oh God, help me. And then follow up with Omega DLC, and finally, end Mass Effect 3. So that will be lots of fun. As I basically roast the shit out of the writing of that game, while loving it all the same. And then move on to another game this week. So thank you, ready for coming, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye bye, everybody.
See you,
Bye,
everybody.
bro.